Welcome to the Hot Cakes Podcast. I am your host, Kid Bagheera. This podcast is brought to you by Black Rain Books, and we have the Jizuku clan featured in this particular episode. This is Kake 21 NBA Finals Preview. Now, how did we get here? I really want to see niggas' brackets, because I know good and fucking well nobody was sitting there going, oh, I want Kyrie to face his old team in the finals. When we think of Kyrie's old teams, we don't even think of Boston. That shit was a waste of time. And I ain't gonna hold you. The way they won them first two games, niggas did think they was gonna go 82-0. Even though we know that shit is far-fetched, we really did think they was gonna win like at least 60 plus, almost 70 games the way they was going. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no. Or it was either 80-2. Something happened the way them first four games went, or first two, however it went. I do remember that conversation, but it didn't go that way. And yeah. So, with all that being said, I'm about to pour up, and we gonna break down the entire playoffs and, you know, how we got to the NBA Finals, and I'm gonna give my finals prediction. Truthfully, I can just let you know right now, I'm not betting on this series at all. And just to give a little bit, it's obviously Duke versus Duke, right? So we're gonna get that out the way. The Duke curse is going to do two things at once. It's going to do two things at once because two things can be true. It's going to prevail for one team, and they're going to lose in a heartbreak fashion. And then the other team is going to break through, right? So there you have it. However, I just don't see the league letting Tatum lose two, and they keep pushing this generational talent bullshit. But then again, this narrative that white players, foreign white players at that, are better than American black players, they pushing that bullshit narrative too. So I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I can tell you it's not gonna be organic. I can tell you that shit now. So whoever wins, wins. I don't know. But hey, like I said, I don't fucking know. Alright? So we're gonna see though. We're definitely gonna fucking see. So the Celtics got there on some bullshit, in my opinion. And I say that because they didn't play no fucking body. Giannis and Dame and Middleton all got hurt. Fucking Jimmy got hurt from the jump. Jimmy didn't even fucking play. Fucking Brunson got hurt. Fucking Tyrese got hurt. Am I missing somebody? Did somebody else get hurt? Oh yeah, that's it right here. Go get that Bacardi pineapple Mai Tai and mix it with Calypso strawberry lemonade. Even though this is already a pre-mix, I still mix it just to stretch it. You know what I mean? Just to like save the bottle a little bit, so to speak. Not from a money standpoint, but just from I don't want to be day drinking that much, if that makes sense. Who is this? Let's see, is this one of my insiders? It is not, so we'll just call them back. But anyway, like I said, the Celtics didn't play nobody. So in scenarios like this, when you don't play anybody, and then you get to the big dance, and then you finally play somebody, you end up losing. Unless the league has a hand in it. Which the league had a hand in the Lakers. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Y'all can talk that Kobe and Shaq shit all y'all want. I don't give a fuck about none of that because they weren't even supposed to get past the Kings. Let's be real about that. Secondly, how you supposed to dominate and the smallest nigga on the floor destroy you on your home floor? And y'all had to get the league involved because y'all already knew what time it was. I'm not saying the Sixers was going to sweep them. Not at all. But they were going to win. Everybody knows that shit. So if the league doesn't get involved, the Celtics will lose. That is a fucking fact. The way Kyrie is playing, he's on another level. And the Celtics can't do shit with him. They cannot do shit with him. Now, if the league gets involved, then the Celtics are going to win, which I've already stated. I just personally don't see them letting Tatum lose too, and they pushing this generational talent shit. Now, you still can have the narrative that foreign white players are better than American players. Now, your narrative of that is, fading. It has holes in it, all of that. Because we're not going for that shit anyway. Like I said, nobody even agrees that Joker should have 3 MVPs. No one agrees with that. 1, definitely. 2, okay, you might not get an argument. But 3, that's when everybody's ready to start arguing about that shit, because it's like, yeah, no, ain't no fucking way, right? Now, Luka doesn't have one. So the question is, well, if he's so good, why doesn't he have one? So now, if you have 2 back-to-back white foreign players with finals MVPs, now you can further that narrative. So can you still be a generational talent with no rings? I mean, yeah, you can, but, so that right there is just, I don't know. I don't know which way the league wants this shit to go. You know what I'm saying? I think both narratives are bullshit. Foreign white players are not better than American players. And let me rephrase that. American black players, or black American players, however you want to say it. They're not. Let's remember where Joker got drafted. Let's remember what he was until he turned up. You know what I mean? Got himself together and all this and that, right? Let's remember that. So it's not like they just come in, dominate. Now, Luka was doing some shit. I ain't going to say he wasn't. But it still took him time to get to this point. And he wouldn't be in this finals without Kyrie. So let's put all that into perspective. And on top of that shit, Luka getting a little bullshit playoff award is bullshit. Because if it wasn't for Kyrie, they would not have even gotten past Minnesota. So I don't even know how they give it to Luka. Like, what? Luka averaged 32 and Kyrie averaged 30. I mean, we splitting hairs. Like, what are we even talking about? You know what I mean? So that in itself is just a bunch of bullshit. So, I don't know who's doing the voting, but whoever is doing the voting needs their cards revoked. They shouldn't be able to vote. Now, I know this whole playoff award bullshit is new, and there's only 2 previous winners, which would be Tatum and Steph. However, y'all put final MVPs on the ballot. Let them vote, because these writers, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. These commentators, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Now, with that being said, the Mavericks, they face the Clippers in the first round. Now, you might say, oh, that was cakewalk, this. Now, if Kawhi was there, we already know they would have won, right? The Clippers. But it still was a mental hurdle for the Mavericks to beat them, because the Clippers of recent time had owned them in the playoffs. So that was challenging for them. They played the Thunder in the second round. That was challenging too, because of the Thunder's youth, getting up and down the court and all this and that. And like I kept telling everybody, the Thunder aren't ready to win, nor is Minnesota, because they just don't know how to win yet. And we saw that. You know what I mean? The Mavericks are somewhat seasoned, because they have been to a conference finals under Luka. Kyrie has been to countless conference finals and a few finals. So Kyrie knows how to win. He's been in this moment. He's not scared of the moment. So there you go, right? Cool. That's cool. So again, that was challenging. And obviously, the Western Conference Finals was also challenging for the Mavericks. Now, even though they swept them, it was still challenging nonetheless. Like, they barely won all those games. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they was getting mopped the whole game and was coming back. So that's clearly challengers, which means they're going to mop the Celtics unless the league gets involved. I keep saying that shit. I don't know which narrative is going to prevail. But we're going to find out tonight because the finals start tonight. So we're definitely ready to see what's going to happen. You know, for me personally, like I said, I want to see niggas brackets because this was not going to be my bracket at all. And I know nobody got this bracket. There's no way you got these two teams in there. Now, I can see you picking the Celtics, you know, especially with when it started, you knew Jimmy was going to be out. So you knew the Celtics was going to have an easier road. And then I really can't see you picking the Mavericks unless you're just a Mavericks fan. You know what I mean? But, like, if you're just a basketball head, you know what I mean? You're not picking the Mavericks. Like, you're just not. You know what I mean? Like, there's no logical explanation why you would even pick the Mavericks. It's just no logical explanation for that at all. So, with that being said, I do believe it's definitely going 6 or 7. It has to. There's no way it's going to be a sweep. There's no way it's going to be a 4-1 type situation. And that's even with, like, from a basketball standpoint, the Mavericks mopping them. They're still going to win 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like, the Celtics are still going to win 2 or 3 games. It's still going to go 6 or 7. I know that for a fucking fact. I know it's about to be real interesting. It's going to be crazy at work because Lil Bro done bet 2 people $100. They done gave him opportunities to back out now. He's not backing down. I think he's the only one picking the Celtics. Everybody's picking the Mavericks. And it's going to be crazy. All the shit talking at work is going to be crazy. I can't wait for it. Like I said, everyone has picked the Mavericks except him. And I'm the only one, I guess you could say, on the fence because, again, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I know how this shit go. And it's just too much underlying shit on both sides for me to pick. And I don't know what the league's intentions are. The league's intentions are not pure. There's nothing organic about this shit. So, you know, for me, like I said, I would pick the narrative of you can't have a generational talent losing 2. Like, you just can't. On top of the fact that he's been in the league 7 years and been in 6 conference finals and this is just his 2nd finals appearance, and he's already lost. That doesn't look good to sell as a generational talent. You know what I mean? Now, this whole, like I said, this whole foreign white player bullshit about they're being better than black American players. If Luka loses, you still can sell that because, again, you still got Joker, and y'all probably giving the MVP again next year to Tyler LeBron being a two-time back-to-back MVP of the league bullshit. Y'all could do that. You know what I mean? Y'all might give it to Luka next year or whatever. Who knows? I don't know. That to me, that shit is irrelevant because it's not true. Like, no one is sitting there going, oh, man, we can't fuck with these white boys. Like, last year them winning, you could say was a fluke. You could look through the whole shit and be like, well, they was hurt, this happened, this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not like anyone's fearing Denver. It's not like anyone's fearing Joker in that regard. You know what I mean? Like, look what just happened. He got destroyed in the 2nd round on his own fucking court. You got home court, you're the defending champ, and you lose. You lose. Badly. You know what I mean? You drop 2 home games back to back, bro. Like, what is that? Brother, what's that? Like, the fuck is that? So you really can't sell me on this foreign white players are better. Like, you're not selling me on that one. It ain't happening. So, with that being said, I think they would pick the generational talent narrative over the foreign white player because that narrative's already falling apart. Like, it was never really a narrative to begin with, you know what I mean? Because you had Steve Nash, who was foreign white, back-to-back MVP, never even went to a finals. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Joker got his ring, got his finals MVP. Cool. That's all cool, whatever. However, like I said, we're going to see what happens in these fucking finals. It's gonna be good to watch though. It's gonna be good to see, and it's just so hard to pick which narrative, man. Like I just don't know. Outside of all of that shit, just from a basketball standpoint of like watching the game and taking all the conspiracies out of it and this and that, just watching it, the Mavericks have the better team. So that's what a lot of niggas at the job are going off of. Like, the Mavericks have the better team, which they do. However, they already know the league involved is over with. You know what I mean? And they have conceded to that. But everyone's thing is they not going to get involved. And I don't know why they wouldn't. Because there's no reason why the Lakers should be tied with most championships with Boston. So now, they got to start to pull away. You know what I mean? So we got that going as well. With that being said, this is Kake 21, NBA Finals preview, and that is that.